My name is Terry, and the incident that I'm going to tell you has happened in summer 1998. I moved into an apartment after a breakup with my wife. I wanted to live alone for some time, after ending the 2 years of unpleasant marriage. The apartment was small, cheap, kind of run down, but it was mine. Second floor of an old building. The walls were a little too thin. I could hear my neighbor's TV, the couple downstairs arguing, but then there was this other sound. It didn't fit. Late at night, when everything else went quiet, I'd hear whispering behind the wall. At first, I figured it was voices leaking through from next door, but it didn't stop when the neighbors were out. It kept going, and it was always coming from the same spot, right behind the wall near my bed. One night, I pressed my ear to the wall. The whispering wasn't muffled. It was right there, like someone was speaking through the wall to me. It was low, urgent, not quite words I could make out, and then something whispered my name. I jumped back, convinced I'd imagined it. But the next night, I heard whispering again, behind the wall of my bedroom. I didn't sleep. The drywall there was bulging slightly, like it had been patched over before. I tapped it. Hollow. That's when I made the worst decision of my life. I got a hammer. I tore into the wall. Dust poured out. Behind the drywall wasn't wiring or insulation. It was a narrow hidden room, like a crawl space. It ran the length of the apartment, maybe 2 feet wide. Old wooden floor, one small bulb on a pull string. And I just got remembered that there are 2 switches in my bedroom wall. One is for the bedroom light, and I was wondering what for the other one. I flicked the other switch on the wall. Oh, it lit the bulb inside the narrow room. A dim, flickering, low illumination. I can see there are a lot of old boxes, just cardboard boxes, covered with cobwebs and dust. I stepped inside. It was freezing in there, despite the summer heat. I opened some of the boxes. Few boxes were full of photographs, all old, black and white. People in rooms like mine. Some were smiling. Some looked terrified. One box was full of cassette tapes. They were labeled only with dates and some names. I picked up some tapes so that I can listen to them later on. I felt like I was trespassing in someone's memory. Other than those of tapes and boxes, no one was there. I just got out of there and had a shower. I wanted to sleep, but I couldn't concentrate. I was lying on the bed and listening, but no sound for the rest of the night. After that incident, there was no any disturbance sound like that. House felt so calm and quiet, exactly what I wanted to free up my mind. I started to believe that I'd imagined those sounds. A breakdown maybe, or maybe the loose air pressure from the hidden room through the cracked and bulged wall. One morning around 8 o'clock, I was making my coffee. I couldn't sleep well the previous night, so I was feeling a little drowsy. I set the stove flame to medium and placed the glass kettle on top of it to brew the coffee. I was watching and enjoying the way, the water boiling up and changing its color into dark brown. Then I heard someone is calling my name. I startled for a second. Immediately I turned off the burner and listened carefully. Then I felt like someone is watching me behind. I grabbed the biggest knife on the kitchen counter next to me and turned around, but no one was there. Just the empty living room filled with morning sunlight. Everything looks calm and perfect. It's probably a visual hallucination from lack of sleep. I turned the gas knob again and set the flame to medium. Then, I heard something tumbling inside my bedroom. That really freaked me out. I thought it must be rats from that narrow hidden room. I just remembered that I couldn't even seal the wall I broke. I went to my bedroom, holding the knife, because I felt something uneasy. Nothing has changed inside the room. So I flicked the light switch to the narrow room to check whether something has fallen out inside. Then, I saw her in that narrow room. She was crouched in the far corner behind the boxes, pale, hair covering her face. I only saw her for a second. I blinked and she was gone. I should have sealed the wall up then and there, but I couldn't. Something about it pulled at me, like that place knew me, like she knew me. I ran to the storeroom and grabbed some old canvas and nailed it to the cracked wall and closed the opening. Then I just remembered about the cassette tapes that I grabbed from that room the other day. I kept them in the TV cabinet. I was curious of what had been recorded on those tapes. I wanted to see what someone wanted to record it and hide in a secret room. I played one of the tapes named Emma, 1982. It was nothing but static at first. Then faintly, a frightened female voice speaking in clear words saying, "I hear them. Behind the wall. They won't stop. They know my name." It repeated that over and over, and then, screaming. I played another. This time the voice was louder, more desperate, and it was saying, "She comes through the cracks. She wants out." That's when I realized something. Each tape was a recording of someone losing their mind in that room, and I was next. I couldn't take it anymore. I packed a bag and I left. I didn't even break the lease. I just ran. I thought no one will believe me if I tell this story. So I didn't. Lately, I couldn't concentrate on my work anymore. Then decided to tell the whole story to one of my closest friends. He helped me to get out of this. I've tried therapy. I've tried sleep aids. And finally, I leave that city and moved in with my parents. And I will never go there again.